would be on some bullshit. At the end of the day, you would have to be a sick motherfucker to make that shit up. And I would hope that you would.
This is what she showed me. And I pray and I hope that this bitch is on some scam artist.
Breaking news has shattered the entertainment world beyond repair. What began as the faintest whisper, a rumor passed between a few insiders, suddenly exploded into a deafening roar that no one could ignore. The center of this firestorm? Rasheeda's unexpected pregnancy, and the devastating, unthinkable possibility that Mendeecees, not her longtime husband Kirk Frost, could be the father. Fans who had once celebrated Rasheeda and Kirk as pillars of loyalty were now blindsided, gasping in disbelief. Social media became an inferno overnight. Outrage, heartbreak, and disbelief boiled over in every corner of the internet. What started behind closed doors quickly became the public's favorite obsession, with every blog, podcast, and gossip page feeding the flames. The illusion of loyalty, love, and family that Rasheeda and Kirk had spent years building was crumbling. Before millions of horrified eyes, old interviews were dragged back into the light. Photos once dismissed as harmless were now dissected with forensic obsession. A casual glance here, a lingering smile there, everything between Rasheeda and Mendeecees suddenly looked suspicious in hindsight. Bloggers posted side-by-side comparisons. TikTokers posted conspiracy theories. Fans hunted desperately for the truth buried beneath years of staged perfection. And behind the scenes, insiders whispered about late-night phone calls, secretive meetings, and tensions that no longer seemed innocent. With every new discovery, the scandal grew larger, more grotesque, no longer a question of if something had happened, but how bad it really was. Inside the Frost home, Kirk Frost spiraled. Haunted by his own history of infidelity, battered by suspicion, and tormented by fear, he became a man possessed. Every word Rasheeda spoke was dissected. Every missed call was evidence. Every silent tear she shed only fueled his paranoia. What had once been a marriage built on forgiveness now became a battleground of doubt. Explosive fights shattered the nights. Doors slammed. Accusations were hurled. Trust, once painstakingly rebuilt, was ripped to pieces in seconds. Both were prisoners in a home filled with memories they no longer trusted. Across town, Yandy Smith lived her own nightmare. The man she had defended through incarceration, scandal, and the judgment of the world, Mendeecees, was now the villain in someone else's tragedy. He denied it all. Swore on everything holy that no lines had been crossed. But Yandy's heart knew better. She had lived too long in the shadow of broken promises. There were glances she couldn't unsee. Smiles that lingered too long. Gut feelings sharpened by years of survival, and they all screamed betrayal. Even without heart.
Hey, maybe she should think about why we didn't have another conversation. Had you ever thought about that?
Why me and you just didn't get on the phone on a one-on-one? That's exactly why I said, bitch, why you ain't call me?
And maybe I didn't call you because I didn't want to be involved in whatever these bitches is trying to say about your...
We all know that Mendeecees never went to Jasmine's bar. We know that.
Really? I have to keep it a buck. I don't know that.
Well, that's
hard evidence. Yandy was unraveling inside. If Rasheeda, Kirk, Yandy, and Mendeecees thought they could survive this quietly, they were wrong. Social media transformed into a merciless court. Twitter threads analyzing every move. YouTubers posting receipts. Instagram accounts zooming into every party photo from years past. Hashtag Justice for Rasheeda trended alongside hashtag Mendeecees exposed. Polls were created. Sides were chosen. Private pain became public sport. Rasheeda tried to hold on, for her baby, for her dignity, but the tidal wave was too much. She withdrew from the spotlight completely, leaving behind Kirk to drown in his own demons. Behind closed doors, the ultimate decision was made. Kirk demanded a paternity test. It wasn't about hatred, it was about survival. His heart needed an answer, even if the answer destroyed him. Weeks passed like years. Paparazzi camped outside their home. Bloggers speculated about every doctor's visit Rasheeda made. And then, the envelope came. Sitting alone in his car, Kirk's hands shook as he ripped it open. The words blurred before his eyes. The child was his. Undeniably. Irrevocably. But the expected wave of relief never came. Only emptiness, a hollow victory carved from the death of trust. When Kirk delivered the news, Rasheeda collapsed into sobs. Not from guilt. Not from shame. From devastation. She had been loyal. She had carried his child. And still, she had been doubted. Accused. Dragged through hell. Being right had cost her more than being wrong ever could have. The bond between them, cracked and bloodied, seemed beyond repair. And Kirk realized the most painful truth of all, that love without trust is a dying thing. A ghost that haunts even the happiest memories. Just when they thought it couldn't get worse, Love and Hip Hop's producers stepped in. A reunion special was announced, a ratings goldmine designed to tear open every wound. On stage sat Rasheeda, Kirk, Yandy, and Mendeecees, with millions.
Somebody else? Why am I? Don't, first of all, you be everybody in Atlanta and everybody knows him. You're not going to talk to him like that. But I am. And what are you going to do to us? And what are you going to do? You're not going to talk to him. Don't play with me. Don't play with him. Don't play with me with him.
Watching live. The tension was unbearable. Finally, when pressed by Rasheeda's trembling but fierce demand for the truth, Mendeecees cracked. He admitted it. Not physical cheating, but emotional betrayal. Conversations that went too far. Connections that crossed lines no loyal partner should cross. The studio exploded, Rasheeda recoiled. Kirk surged to his feet in fury. Yandy shattered into sobs. The internet melted down. It was the death of 4 relationships, all in one moment. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Yandy announced her separation from Mendeecees, choosing dignity over denial. Mendeecees, once a symbol of redemption, found himself abandoned by sponsors, friends, and fans alike. Meanwhile, Rasheeda, though vindicated, was spiritually destroyed. She spoke privately about leaving Atlanta altogether, desperate to shield her unborn child from the toxic poison of fame and betrayal. Kirk, guilt-ridden, tried everything to win her back. Apologies, grand gestures, promises. But some wounds don't heal with flowers or tears. Some wounds live inside you forever. As Rasheeda, Kirk, Yandy, and Mendeecees staggered through the rubble of their former lives, a harsh truth became clear: betrayal is not an event. It's an era. A years-long shadow stretching over everything you thought you knew. In the brutal arena of reality television, survival, not love, not redemption, is the only true victory. Rasheeda's smile would never be as bright again. Kirk's swagger would always carry a limp. Yandy's heart would rebuild, but with new walls. Mendeecees would wear his downfall like a brand for the rest of his days. And for fans watching from behind their screens, it was the ultimate, heartbreaking reminder: sometimes the people you love most are the ones who break you beyond repair.